We've currently got a special offer live now on poodlecfb.com for the launch of College Football 26. Use code KICKOFF, all caps, for $50 off the annual plan, or code KICKOFF 2025 for $5 off the monthly plan. You'll unlock exclusive spreadsheets, in-depth info, and our members-only Discord. Join hundreds of members in the fastest-growing CFB 26 community out there. Don't miss out and sign up now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how we broke recruiting, but for small schools in Dynasty mode. Now, before we get into the video, guys, we've been absolutely killing it over on poodlecfb.com. If you haven't signed up already, you definitely don't want to miss out on this deal and what's going on over there. The first week of CFB has been absolutely crazy. We are breaking things left and right, figuring out new tactics, new methods, going over pipelines, strength, data testing, and everything to perfect not only your Dynasty choice, but all the decisions you make in your Dynasty. So make sure to check it out below. If you use code KICKOFF, all caps, you get $50 off the annual plan. Use code KICKOFF 2025, all caps, you get $5 off the monthly plan. And the best part, like I always say, you're grandfathered in. It's a recurring membership. So not only do you get a great deal now, you have a great deal for your longevity and your time over on the website. So make sure to check it out, guys. Be a part of the Discord chat, be a part of everything we're doing live, have direct access to me, directly at me for questions, which is happening all day. What pipelines to choose? What should I do? Should I cut this guy, this coach package? As well as all the tools that are coming. Our CFB Ultimate Guide 2.0 for this year will be coming in August. We have a lot of tools already on there, like our coach build calculator, our master spreadsheet that has thousands of lines of everything you could ever need to analyze a team and know what to do in Dynasty mode, as well as all of our new features that we'll be rolling out over the next few weeks, plus we already have. You can at me all day. I get back pretty quick and have a team of members who do the same thing. So make sure to check it out, guys. But let's get into the video. So guys, it's going to be a two-pronged approach. I'm going to show you basically the other method we utilize on the small school scale, as well as a more legitimate way of doing it if you don't want to go that route. So it's going to be kind of a long video, but stay tuned. I do recommend you go watch at some point after this video my other We Broke recruiting video, because that gives you a better background. I'm going to speed through it a bit more in this one, but I'm going to go from a small school perspective on this one, which is very, very different. A lot of people were commenting, hey, like, this is awesome and all, but I don't have access to these recruits as a small school. This never worked for a small school, and that is false. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and the setup. So what is a small school's issue with any kind of recruiting method? They are instantly locked out of 5, 4, and even some 3-star recruits. They're locked out. So you have to build your way up. Also, what is one of the other issues with a small school? It's hard to build up your program when you have no access to bigger recruits. You got to start with 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 stars and hope to get an incremental star boost every year and work your way up. It takes forever. This is a way to actually go ahead and skip that issue that you're going to have with trying to get your program into a certain level and just take it to the next level here. And that's going to be getting 5 and 4 stars very simply with a small school. And especially if you're in an offline league and you're just trying to get your school up a little bit and start to make some traction, this is a great way to do it. But I'm going to show you one way and the other way. So we're going to be a mix of two things here. First and foremost, the coaching setup you're going to need to do this. So the coaching package you're going to need to set this up is going to be Motivator. You're going to need Motivator Tier 1, interest boost for recruits when a current player hits a skill cap. You're going to need that across the board in all of them. For the purposes of this test, I'm just doing this first line here for the purpose of having coaching points. And then what you're going to need after that is going to be strategist, and you're going to want Tier 1 all the way up to Tier 3. And Tier 3 is the important one. Quarterbacks have a lower deal breaker threshold. Those are going to be the key packages. Now, the reason you're going to need these, I'm going to explain in a second, but also ideally, what you're going to want Motivator up to Tier 3 on some positions as well, because you're going to need that for the offseason boost. This is very important. Again, if you haven't seen the other video, go watch it and go catch up on that. But you're going to need the offseason boost, but I'm just telling you what packages make this work. But all across the board, you're always going to want this package right here, which is put in the work on a lot of positions, because that's what gives you your offseason boost. But we're going to be focusing on Tier 1 Motivator, and then we're going to want Tier 3 Strategist. So if you start with a small school that already has strategists, like Boston College or Memphis, that's very helpful. So that's going to be the first thing you're going to want to do. Next thing from there is going to be actually showing you how to do this. So what does that do? Strategist Tier 3 lowers the deal breaker threshold. So one of the issues that a small school may have, and let's go over to our My School page, is going to be that they don't have access to a lot of players. They just don't, because they have so many deal breakers. This is a game where deal breakers are very important. They have D program tradition, C- brand exposure. They have stadium exposure issues. They have athletic facility issues. They have so many issues. So a lot of recruits automatically are locked out, especially a lot of 5 and 4 stars, and even some potential, bus players don't even want to come to your school, right? So it's that deal breaker threshold lowering basically gets your foot in the door on a lot of recruits. But even then, you still can't close them. You still can't win them. And that's where Tier 1 Motivator does come in. So from here, we're all good. There's a few ways to set this up in the cheesy way, which I'm going to briefly go through. So what it means when the cap limit's a problem, which is when the Motivator Tier 1 cap thing is assessed, which is going to be the Tier 1 package. for hitting caps and getting interest boosts. Essentially, when you click on your quarterback, these grayed out boxes are going to be your caps. So when a new player hits those caps at any point in the season, you get an interest boost on your current recruiting board at that position. What it's essentially trying to say in real life terms is you are really good at developing quarterbacks and you're helping them reach their ceiling. So other recruits across the country want to come to your school because you build their position right. Now, there's a cheesy way and the right way to do this. The right way to do this, like let's say legitimately, is going to be getting strategist, getting motivator, and utilizing these two in conjunction to get more players on your board and potentially hit more caps. And you're going to naturally hit caps with a small school because your players are very capped. They're not that great. So this actually works pretty organically. Now, there is a cheesy way to go about this. Again, I do a much better breakdown in the other video in terms of like longevity and going through every last bit of it, but I assume a lot of you might have watched that already. What you're going to want to do with, if you want to cheese a little bit, is going to be recruiting some in your first season or any season that you're setting this up in, because this is intended for the second season, is going to be recruiting 1 and 2 star players, as well as bringing in 1 and 2 star players in the transfer portal, because then you'll have more 1 and 2 star players that are capped to bring in. Now, you don't have to actually do this too much with a small school because you're going to have plenty of those players already on your roster. It's not like abnormal for you to have low star players in your roster. So a small school doesn't have to focus on this as much as like a Bama, Georgia, or LSU would. So we have our setup. We have a lot of bad players on our roster. We have the tier 1 motivator, which gives you interest boost when you hit caps. And we have strategists to get our foot in the door when it is time to actually go ahead and upgrade players. What's going to be key, of course, too, like I've said, is going to be going to league settings. And you should be doing this anyways if your league allows it, because this is a huge thing. And that's going to be turning off auto progress players. If your league allows it, manual progression is the greatest thing in this game right now. For a lot of reasons, you can pick the way a player grows, make them glitchy, get them the best abilities, get them the best stats, increase their speed. But you're going to want this off. This is super, super important. And again, this is the cheesier way of doing it versus the organic way, but it's still a great package for a small school, because the issue with small schools, even if you have recruiter maxed out, you won't be able to compete for those guys. So now that you have all this done, let's sim to the next season and show you what a setup looks like on a team like Memphis. It's time to set up our board for our next season's team, and this is where we're going to see everything come into fruition. So everything I'm showing in this video is for the setup for the season before, and this always applies to the following season. Any season you're in, this applies to the following season, just so you guys know that it's very hard to do currently. After I show you guys the cheese way, I'll show you guys the organic way of how this could have worked. Now, why did everything we do to set this up is important? First, let's go look at our board, see what recruits we're eligible for. Let's go look at our school. Our school is going to be what is the star rating? A 2.5 star school, very bad grades. We shouldn't have access to a lot of players. So let's go into our prospect list. Let's go set up our board. As you guys can see, we're going to have access to a lot of 5 stars because of strategists. As a school like Memphis, we should have absolutely no access to 5 stars, considering the fact that we are Memphis. But since we have strategists, we're able to get in. So that's the first part of this, is that as a small school, it's very tough for you to actually get in on these players. And we're going to show you guys what this looks like with a few 5 and 4 stars on our board, and just kind of see what we can add here. I'm going to add some halfbacks. Remember, I only did this for the offensive side on my packages, so you're going to need it for all your positions, but for the offensive side is where we're at. So a school like Memphis has no business competing with any of these, but let's go in and let's offer some scholarships on all these players. And remember, we're likely on we're on none of these boards. We're not even top. I doubt we're top 10 on any of these boards. So as you guys see, the interest goes up when we offer scholarships. So go through as Memphis and offer all these scholarships for any school you are. Now that we've set our board, you're going to want to come over to roster and go look at your team. Go look at the position groups that you're targeting, which can be quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, and O-line and tight end. As you guys know, with manual progression, we turned off auto progression. So we have all these skill points still acquired. As you know from Motivator Tier 1, when you upgrade a skill cap, you get an interest boost on your player. So by saving these points to a preseason, you essentially can do those upgrades now while your recruiting board's already set. Now, the alternative way of this, which is the organic way of this, would be just allowing auto upgrades to happen and just going as you go. And if you see an upgrade opportunity, you just do it. The cheesier way is to save all your points for this specific week and do it now. But let's start with the quarterback position. We have all of our tiers ready for each single position. So let's start with quarterback. We're near a cap here, and we're near a cap here. So ideally, what we want to do is upgrade spots that are close to cap. So we have 7 points, so we can afford these 2. We likely can't afford to do all of these. So let's start with the looseness on this guy. Let's bring up our quarterback here. So there we go. We likely don't have enough points to do another 2 of caps here. Maybe health. IQ is relatively low. We may be able to make our way up there. It may get a little costly as we get on in. I don't think we're going to make it, but it doesn't hurt to at least try here. And we're going to fall short. So that's 1 quarterback down, and that's only 1 cap completed. Let's go to our next quarterback. And again, with low schools, it should be relatively easy to find some caps as long as we have enough points. So health is one away here. We'll do that one. Quickness is too expensive. We won't hit that one. And these are too expensive. So we're only going to get one cap on this guy. So we're down. We now have 2 caps completed at the quarterback position. And you want to keep going down all the way and doing this, because each cap you hit is going to be an interest boost for the player you're recruiting. And there's a way to really get your foot in the door on a lot of players early and really get your program up. So there we go. We have accuracy done. That's now 3 caps we've hit. Can we get one more? Likely not. So this is why you want motivator tier 3, because you will get the offseason boost. We would have a lot more points with these players. It's not problematic at all because we're still hitting caps on these guys, but it definitely does help to have had motivator tier 3, and you want that regardless. That's one of the best abilities in the game, probably the most important ability in the game for overall player progression. So definitely get that. It may take some time, especially if it's a small school, but for me, strategist and motivator is going to be very key for some small schools this year. All right, so we're going to get our 4th cap here at quarterback. And keep note of how many caps we have for each position, because that's going to be very important for the long haul of this. So quarterback, we hit 4. Now let's go to running back, and let's do the same thing. Let's go through it and see what we can do here. And keep in mind how many caps we hit for each, because that's going to play a very big role in the total interest we do gain. So we hit 1 here, and it looks like that may be the only amount we're going to be able to hit with the total points we have. I don't think 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. No, it's going to go up to 5. So that guy's done. So only 1 for running back so far. Let's keep going through. Ashton Emery. Can we hit a few more here? We definitely get 1 right there. We actually hit more than 1 here. 3, so let's hit these. All right, that's 2 skill caps running back, so that means that's 3 total. We've now hit 3 total. We may hit a 4th. 4 total as a whole, and here we're short, so that's 4 for the running back position, and we have a few more points here. So I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna eventually skip through and get back to you guys on the rest of this. I don't want to show you guys all of this because it's probably gonna be a little boring for you to watch me do all of these, but let's keep it moving and go on. So let's advance to see where we are. I did accidentally leave auto recruiting on, so I did have to reset the board again. So the names might be a little bit different this time, but same concept. Had to go through and reset all the recruits and do all that again. But if you did want to add on to this, guys, I'm going to show you guys after we see this interest what you could do. But let's advance through and see what we're looking like with our board. I turned off auto recruiting this time, which was very, very awful. So as you guys see, this is our board with a lot of players. Now, if you guys gotta go look at what I just saw, that's absolutely insane. So let's go to our recruiting board and look at what we just did. We are now in first for a 5-star quarterback over Ohio State and Penn State by a large margin. We are not in first on this guy. We are on first for this guy, who's another quarterback, because we didn't do any right tackles. Quarterback again, wide receiver, we're almost in the top 5. We're in first for this quarterback right here. We'll actually go through positions that I did. So for quarterbacks, we're all over the top for every single quarterback over every school. This is Memphis, by the way, so I don't want to hear you use LSU, use Georgia, use Bama. I did not. We use Memphis. Running back, another position we did all the way. Top 3 on one of them, I believe here. We're top 5. We're about to be in top 3 for this other guy. Then let's go over to wide receiver. And as you see, we absolutely killed it at wide receiver as well. I mean, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Now, I know people are going to say, like, this is cheesy and you shouldn't be doing this and all that, but what I'm going to tell you about this whole thing here is, first and foremost, that's a package in the game, and people are going to use it. I saw people commenting these on my videos before I even made that video. People are using this already, so just understand that people in your league may be doing this to you, and I want this to be patched. Well, not patched. You can't patch this because it's not like a glitch, but I want this to be nerfed. I want them to take the interest off. It should cap at like 1 cap per. It should only apply if it happens in season with automatic on or something. There should be something there. But for the meantime, guys, if you're an offline player and you're just trying to get out the mud with the team, this is a great way to do it. Trying to get a player you really want, this is a great way to do it. People are going to be doing it to you as well. How do you make this even better? First, I only did a few positions. If you want to make this better, the way you got to go about optimizing this is going to be going over to your coach abilities. And first, you're going to need motivator tier 1 on every position besides kicker and punter. I don't even bother. And then you want tier 3 on all of this. Tier 3 would have helped a lot with this whole process and gave me a lot more points. Then on strategist, you want to have tier 3 on everyone, not just the ones I had. You want tier 3, lower the deal breaker threshold. What that allows you to do is actually get in on those 5 stars. Because before, if you didn't have strategist tier 3, you wouldn't have been able to even place offers on the 5 or 4 stars, or most of them. You would have been locked out unless they didn't have unless they had a good deal breaker like proximity to home that works for you. But mostly would have been locked out. Second thing you could be doing is position changes are broken. You could change positions the season before. Like I said, change a lot of back end guys and be full of caps, and plus the motivator tier 3 with all the XP plus more easier caps. You could have done like 15, 20, 30 caps. That's the first thing. And if you guys didn't know, strategists, if your head coach, coordinator, and offensive coordinator all have it, you drop an extra grade. So let's say let's say the deal breaker is B for proximity to home, and you have your head coach, coordinator, and offensive and defensive coordinator, that gets down to like a C+ or a D, which is well in the range of a lot of small schools. So it actually allows you to compete at a certain level. Now, where does this really benefit you, especially if you want to just do it for 2 years as a small school? This will likely net you a top 5 recruiting class. It just will. So you can easily speed run the first 2 years and unlock elite recruiter as quickly as possible. And then you can have elite recruiter going forward. Then you don't have to do it anymore. You just get it, use it for elite recruiter, unlock it, get 2 top 5 classes. And then once you unlock it, go back to recruiting normally, especially in an offline league where you feel hopeless and you'll never have it. This is just a great way. And again, guys, there's a lot of people who play offline who feel limited by the amount of coach packages they could buy, or feel limited by the way the game is, and they could just play it their way. If they want to unlock it early and just start playing from that point on, similar to doing the Georgia coordinator method, it's the way you want to play it. But I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you guys kind of understood. If you want a more in-depth like breakdown of all of the dynamics and variables of it, go check out my video, We Broke Recruiting. I dropped it on, I believe, July 10th. Go watch that video, and that video breaks it down even deeper. This was the small school edition with the understanding that you guys understood a lot of the concepts, but I did mostly show it again. I just didn't talk about it as much or go too deep into it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out poodlecfb.com. That website, that chat, those tools are exactly what we use to cultivate videos like this for you guys and help you dominate your Dynasty League and really stand out from the rest. So make sure to check it out, guys. You won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.